If you asked MJ, would you rather peace of mind or a seventh ring? You'd say a seventh fucking ring.
Talking about different objectives. What is yours? Be rich if possible? Trying to train some legs, and I'm going to Mr. Alex Hormozy's gym. A bunch of old broken men that need a lot of warm-up.
What's up? So we're doing legs? What's the plan?
All right, you want to just alternate? Like I'll go one direction, you go the other?
I think it's deceptively heavy.
I'll do whatever you do.
You want to go into that?
Yeah, let's go. What's the heaviest you get in the off season?
270, the heaviest I've ever been. I kind of stopped trying to push food right now, and I'm going to slowly bring it down from here.
Because I mean, for you to keep winning, so you don't need more size, right?
I have a little room.
Do you?
Every year, like 2 pounds.
Okay.
And I can always like be leaner, and I keep putting on weight and I keep making weight. So yeah, we just keep it working.
Jesus. I could have warned you all now. It's a counterbalance for Russian leg curl.
Okay. Come on, deep breath. Use your breath, come on. Keep going.
Yep. Woo! Easy. Came out the top of there for some. It's counterintuitive that once you succeed at bodybuilding, everything that comes with the success of bodybuilding prevents you from succeeding at bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I feel like speaking and guest posing,
Yeah.
like traveling, podcasts, whatever.
And not wanting to wait till you retire to start a business and all this shit.
Well, I don't think you should.
No.
Like, starting a business when you retire is like, no one cares anymore. We definitely force growth. We do 450 posts a week.
How often do you film that gets
every day
spit out? Every day?
No, we used to, it's changed over time. Before, in the very beginning, it was once every 90 days, every one full day.
Really?
And we do like 100 clips, just that was it.
Yeah.
And then it switched to every other week. And then it became Fridays. And then now it's like, I think I'm better if I'm fresher and I do fewer more.
Yeah.
And so that's what
Or something like in the moment.
It's exactly what it is. It basically like Daniel messaged me, he's like, we're ready if you feel like stepping away at any time.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my shit in the morning. If I like lightning strike, I go down and I talk about something that's top of mind.
I gotta ask. Done any seminars and there was no one in the crowd and filmed it?
Yeah, no, I did because I had the team there, but like had this theory, I do better at live things than I do in front of the camera. It's just more, interesting. And so I was like, can I approximate that? So then we did the whole setup. We did the presentations, the stage, and then my team sat in the audience and I gave the presentation, but it's not the same.
You're not talking to empty chairs, but
Yeah. It was still mostly empty chairs. Like,
Yeah.
teams can't fill a room.
Yeah.
We opted out of doing that. We did it like 4 times and then we stopped doing it. Yeah. And so then I started doing Instagram lives and that was way more like fun.
Yeah.
Also because it's like the room's got 2,000 people in it or whatever, So that's nice.
I mean, if you can present in front of a fucking empty chair, that's harder than a crowd, so.
Yeah, right. It's just the on light.
Yeah.
I had this tweet that went kind of viral. It's like, if you're like 16 to 25, like just get in shape.
Yeah.
Like, because once you're in shape, you can stay in shape. But like you have the time and you'll get different priorities later.
Yeah.
So it's like, just do it then.
You have all the fun.
Yeah, I'm grateful that I was obsessed from 15. I started lifting when I was 14 until I stopped competing when I was 25. It was right around when I started my gym. I was 23, but I guess I stopped competing when I was 23.
When you're 23?
Yeah, when I stopped. Yeah. Got my state record.
I think
Not national.
fair enough.
There's 50 states.
I think 23 is when I dropped, no, 22 is when I dropped out of university. And that's when I started doing it full time.
Were you like a junior or senior or something?
I was there for 4 years, but on my second year of school. So
You lived.
but I was jacked.
But that's all that matters, right? Which in your actual life, that is all that matters.
Exactly, yeah, it paid off.
Yeah. Dude, what do you think you're gonna do? Lift weights for a living? You're like, actually,
Yes.
that sounds great.
Yeah, I literally would spend 4 hours in the weight room and then like be in the cafeteria all day.
Right.
That was life.
Right, yeah. Are you the only member of Raw Athletic Club?
No, this is our public gym.
Oh, is it?
We just opened it like 6 weeks ago.
Oh.
It's attached to our warehouse.
Where your private gym is.
No, my private gym's away from there.
This is in Nashville?
Florida.
It's in Florida.
We're partners in Nashville with Carbon Culture. Maybe that's what you're
Oh, I know carbon culture. Yeah, I worked out of the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, does he do some of the formulation stuff?
He's actually our partner in the business. He used to own the manufacturer, and then we partnered with them to get pricing and help on our payment plan and all the bullshit.
Yeah, because I knew he did that. I remember I got connected. His location operator, when I went in, knew who I was and was like, you should talk to our owner. And I was like, whatever. He's like, no, he's, blah, blah. So I was like, fine. So I think we had a phone call or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's a really good guy. He's smart.
Yeah, I know he sounded that way. Because when I was getting in the supplement business, he quoted us for manufacturing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was one of I think his final 3 bids. We ended up going to another company, but probably should have gone with him. All right, Bulgarians.
Yeah.
So we've got, I've got this thing.
You got a proper pad?
I do have a proper pad.
Fancy.
I usually set up next to this pole here. Just have something to balance on.
Use a dumbbell or?
I just grab a dumbbell. How do you do it?
Yeah, but I just never held on to something.
Well, that's how you cheat. That's how you do it.
Exactly.
Here, I'm gonna put a little bit of music on because we have a sound system.
All
here.
silence.
Well, it's kind of nice hearing you pant. So I'm gonna try it out. See, you're my inspiration. Sorry? You're my inspiration. They'd be like, what motivates you? And I'll just be like, this guy, right here.
This asshole comes in my gym and lifts more than me.
Yeah,
That's the motivation.
it is. I used to really like barbell lunges. Like they used to tear my glutes up more than anything. Back when I had glutes.
They're great. Walking lunges are fucking incredible for leg growth.
You can load them.
Just such a bitch to do.
Like I left this whole quarter empty for
that.
Yeah, for walking lunges because Layla doesn't. Because Layla's hardcore.
Or 2-plate walking lunges.
Yeah, that's the biggest I did. 225.
225.
That was when I was strong and young. And that's when I was eating 6,000 calories a day. I just was like, I read this thing, it was like, insulin's the most anabolic hormone. And I was like, done. And so,
More food.
it was when Layla and I met, she used to make me a box of pancakes for breakfast. It was a cake. I'd do half a thing of syrup and I'd pass out again. And then I'd wake up, I'd work out, I'd have a 1,200 calorie shake, then I'd have a burrito, double meat, double rice, sour cream, chips on the side, guac. And then I'd get back home for dinner and I'd have 1 box of pasta and 1 jar of tomato sauce.
That's
Because a box of pasta is 70 grams of protein.
yeah. I eat pasta a lot.
I digest it great.
Yeah, me too.
And rice, I do really well with basmati rice. I could just eat unlimited amounts.
Can you still eat like that? No.
I can talk about it though.
Yeah. I eat like out. Like I go to like a nice restaurant, I have a steak and then like chips and something, and I'm like, oh, my stomach.
All right, you want to do side backs? Ooh. Starting to feel it? Like gluteus.
Yeah, I haven't done those in a long time.
With the split squats?
Yeah.
So usually when I do my warm up, I'll do this guy.
This?
Yeah, not for this, I mean, I'm poor, but I'll do that guy and I'll do that. The hip flexor one, like a multi-hip.
Up and down. Glute or
I actually do this one.
flexor?
Up, like up, yeah. But I think I needed the mobility stuff more than the strength, honey.
You probably could argue that if you took 20 minutes out of your workout and put
get
that into
stronger.
like constructive mobility, you'd be better off.
Well, I mean, I did way more weight than I normally do, so
Yeah.
that alone.
Yeah, literally. Today especially.
So I put 1 rule for the whole gym is that this machine keeps 4 plates out.
Always?
You want 5?
Yeah, I think so. Do we plan on leaving this building or is this like home? You know,
This is for the next 3 or 5.
3 to 5?
I like Vegas a lot. More than I think I've liked any city I've lived in as an adult. It's just like, it's a non-judgmental city. Everyone pretends to be something and they come to Vegas and they like let their real selves out.
Yeah.
And I just like being here. And so also it's not political because it's for tourism, so it has to be just neutral.
Super neutral.
So it's not political at all, which I like. It's great for traveling in and out. Everybody I know comes to Vegas once a year anyways. So I could see plenty of people. If I lived in Cincinnati, I would never see you, right? So I get to, like, I benefit from those. We have direct flights everywhere, out 4 hours from the beach in the mountains.
Yeah.
30 minutes on the lake. We've got the best student dining and shows in the world. It's tax-free. It's dry, which I personally like. UFC's here. It's their old building.
I mean, it's a perfect setup for this.
Yeah.
It's nice you don't need like warehouse space too.
No,
To
right.
deal with that bullshit.
Right. Nice. Nice.
Those little quarter reps.
Oh yeah.
Just your time under tension is crazy because you can't skip through the weak parts.
It's like that is the weak part, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, it's interesting because now you have this balance of like I want to push, but like the risk reward of pushing goes down a lot
Literally.
because like you really just want to maintain on as little effort as possible or a little risk as possible.
It's hard, especially because they added weight cap to everybody in my my category except me. I got like 2 pounds and everyone else got 6 to 8.
Why?
Just because I was unfair. People were complaining that people at the height of 6'1" had an unfair advantage.
Like statistically or something?
No, people were just complaining. I was the only one in that category.
Okay.
So that happened, and then now everyone got better, so I actually have to improve and like fine tune it. But I'm also like the most old broken guy in the category, so I also have to be the safest.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting from like an investor perspective. That's like risk-adjusted return.
Yeah,
Like
it's the same thing. Yeah.
if you're at 5th place, you should take all the risks you can because if you fail, you lost nothing because no one cares.
Literally.
If you win, it makes all the difference.
Exactly. I've always found it so interesting with repeat champions.
Uh-huh.
Like, and most of them are like, no offense, I mean, Michael Jordan's over most of my content, but he's not happy. He's a miserable motherfucker. He just found some way to continuously drive his way in a miserable fashion.
Yeah.
And people look up to that and they want to be that. And I'm like, he didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Well, he did, but he didn't.
Right. It's just
Depends. Like my goal is
your goal?
My goal would rather be happy and have peace of mind.
Yeah.
Rather than
yeah. And I think
Known for that.
And I think if you asked MJ, would you rather peace of mind or a 7th ring? You'd say a 7th fucking ring.
Oh yeah.
So I think
You ask Ronnie Coleman, would you rather be able to walk or have 9 titles? He'd say 9 titles.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where like you zoom all the way out, and it's like making a judgment on anyone else's goals in general is stupid because their goals aren't the same as yours.
Yeah.
So I would do it different. No shit, you're different. Like, I had somebody, a family member tell me, they were like, I would never live my life like you. And I was like, no shit. And I would never live my life like you, which is why you have your life and I live my life. And good thing is, you don't have to live mine and I don't have to live yours. It's interesting about how you define champion too. Like, I had to think about it like a year ago. I was like, do I want to be the richest man in the world? And I was like, no, I don't think that's my goal. So then
I was just gonna ask you that. When we were talking about different objectives, what is yours?
honestly, I want to,
Is it just be rich as possible?
no. It's not. I see wealth as a measure of my personal growth
Yeah.
because I see entrepreneurship as the most quantitative path of personal development. It's more, I want to be the richest man that outs to become, not the richest man in the world. Now, if that happens to become the richest man in the world, cool, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
But me measuring my wealth against other people's is not the right game for me.
Yeah.
But me measuring my wealth against what I believe I can create is a game that I can compete in and will always try to compete.
Yeah.
And so me seeing, like, a really hard thing for me was when we sold Gym Launch, my monthly cash flow, because I was an owner, went to 0. And I was like, that's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
So I was like, all of a sudden, even though I had a bunch of cash in the bank account, I felt poorer. So I was like, okay, this is weird. Ooh, eesh. And so I had to like recalibrate. And that's why I had this year where I started making content about like the meaning of money and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's when I had to redefine like where am I the most, where do I grow the most? I grow the most when I work hard on things worth doing. And so then it was like, how do I orient my life in a way that I maximize the amount of hard work I do on things worth doing? And then once I saw what those days looked like, I had a mentor of mine, my first boss ever. I'd had like a really good week. And I was like, that was like probably one of the best weeks I've had in my life. And she was like, not a profound person. She was like, I'm pretty sure the secret of life is living as many of those days in a row as you can.
Yeah.
And it was such a tactical, like, I was like, so that's what I'll do. I'll try and think, what are the days that I do my best? and how do I live that day as many times in a row as I can. And that's pretty much just the path I've been on, and the stuff that has occurred. But that's at least how I think about it.
And your path of feeling like best days are wealth building. For our personal wealth building, not like for yourself, but your own goals.
It's usually me creating stuff. And so like my arc happens to be business related. So like I draw, like my books are picture buzz. I draw pics about business. I write books about business. I make videos about business. I make podcasts about business. Like that's just all I think about.
Yeah.
And so like if I happen to do that about like electric cars, no one would care. They'd be like, oh, he's passionate about it. It's just that I happen to be passionate about something that makes money.
Yeah.
But it's all I think about. I almost am more interested in business than I am doing business. Like my days, I only do business hardcore 1 to 2 days a week. The rest of my days are making things that help other people do business. So like me, like doing this, is this doing business? I mean, we make media,
Yeah.
you know, but like also me working out with people that I care about, that I enjoy, is on my list of things that I do on my best days.
That you enjoy, yeah.
And so
I respect that. I feel like a lot of people now are almost like, there's just so many opinions out there of like what's right to the world rather than to themselves. And like you said, what's like a champion, I had this thing when I was young. I said I always talk about champion mentality, and I had no idea what it meant. And I began to define it, and now I need to consistently reiterate that it's my definition
of what a champion is.
What is a champion to me is that the true only thing that a champion does is they make their own rules because they don't give a fuck what other people think. They just do whatever they want.
I agree.
Doesn't mean I'm winning, doesn't mean nothing. It just means I'm doing whatever the fuck I want, and I'm doing it the best I can.
And so like, for example, if they changed the rules of the game for you, that in order to win, you had to, I don't know, fucking kill your liver, something. No, I'm just making, you know, like whatever. Then you would have to make the decision, do I want to win by their rules or do I win in my mind?
Exactly. And I would leave.
Right. I think that is the difference between a champion who wins for the approval and a champion who wins for themselves.
Yeah.
Is that if they change the rules, if your vision of what a champion is no longer aligns with the third party approval, then you don't do it. You don't play. And I think there's a lot of wisdom in choosing what games to play.
For sure. Not feeling like you have to. I never want to feel like I have to.
Oh, dude, my number one rule in life. Like, I'll do everything in the world to not have to do anything. So, fun story about calves. So you don't know this about me, but I trained calves every single day for more than 10 years. And I developed tendonitis in my foot from doing so many sets of calves. So I did 7 sets of 20.
And then your calves shown.
No, my calves are still fine. But they were, I had a girl that I did, it was like, why don't you train your calves? And I was like, I fucking train them all the time. And so then I went from 3 days a week, doing them at the end, to doing them 7 sets at the beginning, as in my calves grew. But this, so I haven't trained calves right now, like me doing this with you, is the first time I've trained calves in like probably a year.
Really?
Like literally haven't done any reps. And it was because I got tendonitis. I was struggling walking because there's some muscle in like the base of my foot. It's like under my big toe. But I'll do this because I had the champ in town. So.
Of course. Maybe now you'll stretch and train calves again.
Yeah. All I have to do is I have to stretch my calves out.
Oh shit! This is a really good calf machine.
So that's the thing is like I hate the load, but I love the way this.
The lever is perfect.
Yeah. So you don't have to put a lot on it either.
No, the range of motion moves so much.
Yeah. My calves are gonna be crippled. Just for doing like 3 sets, they're gonna be fucking smoked.
Yeah, if you don't train calves, they get fucked.
Oh, you're destroyed. Yeah. The donkey calf over there is what built my calves. And standing single leg off a box.
With his body weight?
Yep. Yeah, I started doing, I did them years ago. It was one of the things that like broke to my calf, like growing. So it's funny, it's like, I don't train chest, I think I told you that last time, because I just always had a decent enough chest.
Yeah.
But like if someone is like doesn't know how to grow calves, I'm like, I can fucking tell you how to grow calves. The biggest thing was super deep, you already know this, but like super deep stretch.
Yeah.
And so what I would do is I'd do like 20 or 30 reps body weight on one leg off a box underneath of a pull-up bar. And then once I reached failure, I would start counting. And so then I would do assisted negatives or like, assisted positives. And like the level of pain that of cooling yourself to the full flex.
Yeah.
When you're
just lower.
Oh yeah. And then you like let it down and then you really make sure that you get that last little bit. I was like, I did it with clients once and because I had just discovered this technique for myself and I could barely walk. And I did it with these ladies who I was training. They came in so it was like Friday. They came on a Monday and they were like They like couldn't, they're like, I couldn't go to the dance this weekend because I couldn't put heels on. They're like, literally could not walk. They're like, and so I felt accomplished.
Job well done.
Yeah, I felt like I did something.
Yeah, fucking just like controlled negatives are such a secret to making anything grow. I'll do those, like I'll go up with 2 feet and then lift 1 foot and then lower down. Like same concept, but
Yeah, somebody gave me a cue that was trying to get your shoelaces perpendicular, just like that. Yeah, your foot, just because you're there to like perpendicular, like it. You can't really do it, but like, or maybe ballerinas can, but like, it's like, So how's being a dad, dude?
it's good. It's chaos. It's good. It's chaos. It's not for
bodybuilding, right? Good for sleep.
horrible for bodybuilding, but no, we've gotten help at night now, which is like
Oh, good.
the biggest cheat code, man. Like my wife is a saint, so she handles like the hard part of all of
She's
it.
not competing anymore.
No, she stopped in 2016. She won the Olympia in 2016, and then she kind of had some health issues, and then just was
So
at
your
park.
kids are champion breeding stock.
Yeah, they are. They play used to be.
Layla got lifted 315 for reps in the gym. So I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah,
You good on this?
can do one more.
You're doing well. My cats are I already know they're gonna be cooked.
All right.
Don't worry, Daniel. I know you wanted the shot. There's the shot. Still got it. I'll give you a lefty. Not anymore. I have tendonitis in my fucking toe now. The old man excuse.
The old man.
I'm gonna do the hip thing. Because that was the first time I've done legs in a while that I was not in.
With no pain.
Yeah. Because I do my warm up to get to like a 2 out of 10 pain. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But that was like a 1 out of 10. Like I had some, but like,
How many warm-up sets you normally do of the actual?
I just recently started doing like 3.
proper. Yes.
And that helped a lot.
Yeah.
I was just going straight. And I was like, this is horrible.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I feel like it was like my muscles are just tearing off. Like it just felt horrible.
Yeah, no, there's like a lot of actual science behind even just your nervous system turning on with proper warm-ups and everything. Your muscles are literally already even activating until then.
Yeah, they're just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Please don't do this. Nice. Okay. Oh shit, easy.
This is so sweet. This is the best calf machine I've ever used.
Dude, it's good. This one's sweet because you can have the full stack. This is what I built. This and standing single leg are the 2 things that like built my calves. But like this guy, like all the way up, and it's just like, yeah.
Who makes this?
This is Nebula.
Nebula?
Yeah.
Where'd you find this? Not really hard to
I
find.
just have all these dealers that I have like on speed dial. They're like kind of serious. I don't know. I like the way this feels.
And it feels really good. If you create these stretch, they're bent over.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those ones where when you put weight on it, it like feels even better kind of thing.
You do 400 pounds and weights on top.
I did when I was at my peak.
And you're a big boy?
Yeah, when I was a big boy. Yeah. Yeah, I had this 100-pound plate that I had, but I haven't done CADs in a year, so we'll see what my calf strength is still like. It's probably bad.
Calvin's gonna make a Machiavelli motivation video of you after this.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. That's where I like smoke those. Yeah, this also goes up too, so you can adjust
This?
yeah, so you can go up a little higher for, because I was on Layla's setting.
Good like that.
Yeah. But no, it's a big piece, but I train on this every day for a real time. That and the single leg are the 2 things that I did for my CAD.
Did you have all this equipment somewhere else before you moved here?
Yeah, my house in Austin, I had like I had everything. I had about half these pieces. Do you want to do something else? My legs are cooked, but I can do whatever. I'm with the champ, so.
I mean, we can do a little quick quad extension call it a day.
Okay.
Unless you're cooked.
No, I can be paused.
Like 0 rest back and forth.
Mm-hmm. People are like, you're taller than I expected. It's like, thanks. Because Trevor, Dr. Cash, you know him? Anyways.
No.
He's like, you have short guy proportions. He's like, so on camera, he's like, you look like you're 5'5".
Yeah.
So my legs are actually super short, which is good for like leg moves. Like I have super short femurs, really long torso.
Are they good for squatting?
Yeah.
Did you pull sumo or conventional?
Sumo. Oh, God. This guy. I pulled conventional, it's over my back, and then I switched to sumo, and I hurt my hips. Yeah, I was 100 pounds weaker on sumo than conventional. I could do so much more volume on sumo.
Yeah.
And so that kind of made up for it. But weirdly, my deadlift made its biggest gains. This is gonna sound insane. Doing 1 set of 20 a week.
Like your 1 rep max did?
Because I did the same, I did like the fucking pilot pin chart and, you know, like 5-3, like I did all of the low rep, like 3 sets of 4, all the tradition, and like my deadlift didn't move for like 3 years. And I was like competing and like cared.
Yeah.
I was like so upset about it. And so then I was like, fuck it. And so, I don't know if you know Juggernaut, JTS, Chad Wesley Smith. Okay, well he was
The powerlifting world did already.
Yeah. So he was big in the powerlifting world, like football training and stuff. And so he had this thing called the jug method. This is like 10 years ago. And it was all this super high rep stuff. He basically took Wendler's 5-3-1, which is a powerlifting program, and just like tripled the volume. So instead of like sets of 5, 3, and 1, it was sets of like 20, 15, 10.
Yeah.
But like AMRAPs. I basically ignored everything in the program, but the deadlifts was like 20s. And I was like, well,
I'll do that.
I'll see how that goes. And I just did sets of 20 and I added 10 pounds a week. And I did it for like 16 weeks and added like 160 pounds to my 20. And I was like,
So did your 1 rep max go up too though?
oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm guessing because I was close to my 1 rep max on my 20 rep max body.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
Yeah. So like the end of it, I did like, I have a video of doing like 465 for 20.
Jesus.
And then I was like, this is stupid.
That's enough.
Oh yeah, and this is when I was eating like the 6,000 calories a day thing.
The burritos.
Oh dude, I was like, you know, Milos is the one who said like there's no such thing as overtraining, only undereating. And like I will say, as a natural guy who did that, I feel like I can kind of attest to it. Like I trained a lot of volume.
How old were you?
25. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like when you're 25 and under, around there.
you can do whatever you want.
I
I
can
lived
do
at a
that.
gym. I was a gym owner. I lifted the gym.
Yeah.
And I trained. That was all I did. I ate and I trained. That's literally all I did when I was doing that. It was 8 hours a day of food and training.
Yeah. I've decreased my loading, increased my warm-ups, everything more like proper, and I'm just in more pain. Repped out.
You said you do more warm up, less volume, and you're in more pain. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah, so that's what I was doing. I did the 20 rep sets for deadlift, and I was doing 3 sets of 20 on squat, and I got up to 4 or 5 for 20 on barbell back squats.
For squatting.
For squatting, I was 235 natural. That's big. I mean,
That's a fucking,
for natural.
that's still a lot of fucking reps.
And then I benched. So bench has been my biggest natural lift. Like built to bench. Every time I touch the bench, it blows up. And so I don't bench, which is why I didn't do it. But for I only did it for 6 weeks. I put 35 pounds on. Naturally, I have the pictures.
What was your 20 rep max for bench?
So I hadn't benched in like a year or two,
Yeah.
but I did it for this whole cycle. And so I was doing 7 sets of everything. 7 sets of bench, 7 sets of, not deadlift and squat, but 7 sets of rows, leg presses. I did banded leg press, 7 sets of 20.
Yeah.
That's how I grew. I started at 245 for 7 sets of 5. And 6 weeks later, I benched 395 for 1. And I had never I didn't put anything on there. So I think the week of, I did 335 for 7 sets of 5. 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But because I only had that in that one lift. And then I just know that there are guys who had that on all their lifts. It's just
That's my worst lift, so it's
your bench.
That isn't the horrible bench. My 1 rep max ever was 415.
You were probably bodybuilding benching. I was powerlifting benching, which is 6 inches. So when you train, I mean, do you have programming that you follow?
This year is the first year I had ever followed the program.
Yeah, I love that. It's so confirming.
I mean, you know, in your field, there's an art to being good.
Yeah.
And if you think you need to follow a perfect program, if someone took everything I did, or someone took everything you did and did it again, even if you did it, but you were following a plan instead of just doing it naturally, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Because the hardest thing to develop is intuition. It's like, how can, like, when you're like, I got it today, I'm gonna gas it. Like, can someone teach you that? I don't know. I mean, I definitely know, like, for work, I have seasons where, like, I gas it. You know what I mean? Where I'm working 16 hours, I'm taking every stimulant I know of, and I'm like not getting as much sleep as I should, but I can just keep pushing.
Yeah.
And then there's some days where I like wake up and I'm like, no, that's today. Yeah. And so I was putting on my profile. I was like, I don't have like, I work like weekdays, weekends are all the same for me. So basically, I wake up and if I feel good, I work. And if I wake up and I feel like shit, I change the nature of the work I do.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I don't feel good, I'll plan more meetings, I'll take more calls, because I'm not gonna be doing deep work.
Yeah.
But if I wake up and I'm like, dude, I could cure cancer today, then I'm like, all right, let me write a book chapter, or like, let me script out like a presentation or something that's like really deep, and I'll just tell the team like, cancel some of my calls or move them. Like, I'm gonna be in the zone today.
Yeah. But I also imagine over time, whether consciously or subconsciously, you know that like when you wake up on those shitty days, doing certain things that you can at least do at the right capacity will put you back into a place where you feel good to do shit. Whereas most people are like, oh, I'm gonna take the day off, I don't feel good. And then next thing you know, it's been a year and they've taken a whole year off.
What's up, Julio? I'm glad you came for legs, because legs is what, like, I can push on upper body, but like,
I hesitated. I was like, do I want to ask someone to train legs with me? And I was like, fuck it.
I don't want to train with you. Oh, I got the hot spot. Okay. You guys know C-Bum? He was taught it onto with some of the drinks. The C-Bum cans are his. And then you get this probably even more than I do, but like the generic, hey, big guy, like, hey, Jim's that way, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Right? No matter what someone says, and you know, half the time it's some sort of left-handed compliment or whatever. I just say like, just trying to catch up to you, bro. And so it doesn't matter what they say, but like, I've had so many people who like said something mean, and I'm like, just trying to catch up to you, bro. And then they're like, fine. Yeah, I was being a dick, you know? And that's always been my big counter.
Yeah, for some reason I always get people like, are you like that C-Bum guy? And my response is just, no, but I get that all the time. And then like, probably 50% of the time people are like, oh. And then I just walk away. So that's it. I'm also equally awkward and antisocial, so if someone comes up and like, do I know you from somewhere? I'm like, I don't know, probably not. And then I just leave.
Not from somewhere. So training wise, you just train by feel and you just consistently add weight when you can?
I have a program now.
Well, every year, but yeah, until now.
I was pretty like consistent in what I would do, and like,
your movement first.
I just knew in my brain.
Yeah.
You know, like my top movements when I started, if it's incline chest, dumbbell press, if it's pendulum squat, if it's bent over rows, I'm like, last week I did this much, so I'm gonna do this much this week.
Yeah. And you just work to like, I'm gonna add 20 pounds to it or 30 pounds. Or
It was, for a while it was like, all right, I'm gonna do this for 6, and then I got 8, and I got 10, then I'll put a 25 on. I'm back down to 6, and then 8, and then 10.
All the stuff that I know is like, stick to a handful of lifts, don't do a lot of variation, slowly I'd progress it, you know, reps or weight, right? But then like, I just noticed that I had less motivation to train. And so like, I was more prone to skip days and things like that. And like, today was harder than I would normally train my legs. So I'll probably like, it'll probably fuck I'm supposed to train legs tomorrow. Yeah, so I was just like,
if you train legs tomorrow, I'd be impressed.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll skip that, and maybe I'll skip a second, like, cause it's every other day. So I would have trained legs tomorrow and 2 days from now. So I'll probably just skip the next 2 and then hit it again. But like, if you don't have that flexibility, like if you were in town and went, oh, I'm falling, like, why bother? Like, you know what I mean? Like I've had people, there's like 3, you know, fitness dudes who have, you know, fallings, whatever, they were in town. I saw this kid who's like not a competitor, who's like, I'm following a program. And so all the dudes are lifting, all the big guys are lifting together, just throwing weights around. And he's like sitting Indian style on the side, like, I'm following. It's like, dude, you're missing the point. Like, you're not going to be like 40 and be like, man, I'm really glad I followed that program when I was 22. And, you know,
training with those guys and then going home being fired up about training with them will result to your lifts going up more too.
Right.
The motivation you get from that will be more.
Oh, so much more. Yeah. Like, and the memory and like all the positive experience that come from it. Do you listen to music when you train?
Yeah.
What do you listen to?
It varies. Alternative rock, Eminem, Kanye West, 90s hip hop.
Yeah, I listen to more or less the same stuff. I'm not a music person. It's the only time I listen to music is when I train.
Yeah.
And so I like so bad that a friend of mine from high school gave me this CD. It was rap CD 1 through 6. And I uploaded it on my iPod. And then like I went through all of college, and then we were hanging out like a couple years later. He's like, so what do you listen to now in your training? I was like, the mix that you made me. And he was like, the what? And I was like, yeah, the one that you made me. He was like, in high school? And I was like, yeah, rap CD 1 through 6. I still listen to it. He's like, dear God. He's like, dude, there's been things that have had. He's like, Eminem's had 2 CDs since then. He's like, I'll make you a new mix. And so
Spotify's out by then. You just still have an iPod.
Yeah, right. Like, I've got a Zune.
Yeah. Right. I didn't even have one of those.
It's weird because now I'm turning 35 in like a couple months in August. And I was like, I am like when before I turned 30, I was like young and successful.
Yeah.
And now I'm just a white dude.
Yeah. I felt that too. I was like, holy shit, you're only 25 and you won the Olympia?
Yeah.
And now you're like, all right, you're the old guy now.
Yeah, that's one. You're just, I'm just a guy.
Yeah.
What's interesting with with the Olympia in terms of like competitive landscape and whatnot is that like in the game of business, everyone is a competitor. Like everyone's in the game. It's just some people don't know it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I find kind of interesting about like the business world is like you compete against the world and it's global.
Yeah.
And you compete against guys that are 90.
Yeah.
And like you can't age out.
How old was Kendall Jenner?
She became the youngest self-made billionaire, and then they revoked it.
Oh, they did? Yeah. Why? Because she wasn't actually, or?
Yeah, the numbers weren't what she overstated some of her numbers. Like 9 months later, after she got in all of the PR, after I'd gone into a deep 7-day depression because of how inadequate I felt as a result of
compared to this little white girl.
Yeah, no, I mean it was actually a career-defining moment for me.
Really?
It sounds ridiculous to say. When I saw her on the cover of Forbes at 19 years old as a billionaire, I felt like a failure. I did. Yeah. I was 20, I think I was 26 or 27, I can't remember what it was. And I'd taken home $17 million in income that year. And I was like, I'm hot shit. I'm fucking cool. And then it was just like, 19-year-old girl, billionaire. I was just like, I suck at everything. And that was actually the moment where I was like, she understands. So I fundamentally think that if someone makes more money than me, then they know something about business that I don't. She was the one that got me onto brand, was that she was able to make more money than me because she had a brand. And I was like, maybe there's something to this. And
did I also encourage your philosophy to not compare to other people though?
Well, it's hot.
To compete against yourself and all that?
So yeah. So there's a really good one there, is that there's a difference between criticism and insults. So if you insult yourself, then you make a judgment. If you criticize, you just point out a discrepancy. So she's bigger than I am in this way. Why? That's criticism. Like I could do better. Judgment is, and because of that, you are bad.
Yeah.
All right. Be easy, my friend.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Donovan, appreciate you. Have a wonderful day, guys.